Hello, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back, everybody. And today we go into the realm of the automatic loss. You know the one. You know the one when you load into the game, you look at the matchmaking, maybe even you run XVM, and you know you have been cast into the pit of gaming despair, where the light of balance never reaches, where the only thing you can see are the feckless, pathetic teammates who will bring you into the unpromised land of the automatic loss. And there is only one thing you can do in the realm of the automatic loss. And it's amazing because at 25 seconds to play, you already know it's going to happen. Couple things you have to do is you got to warn your teammates that it's an automatic loss. And then you have to find the quickest route out of that realm, that dark realm where no matchmaker equality will ever reach in any way. Here we are on Proc. Sorry, folks, I do not play bottom tier, camping in back, and logging. I don't know what that means. Don't like being cannon fodder. Bye, says Zlan in the SMV CC67, who has been the first person to realize that this team, my friends, has been cast into the pit of gaming despair, and it is an auto loss. Coward! Then stop clicking battle and go play something else. Yes, I threw my hat into the ring for Mr. Zlan. Well, off he goes, my friends. Off he goes over to the east side, and he is looking for the quickest route out of gaming purgatory. Yes, the automatic loss where we will automatically loss. It's over, all right? Don't even watch the rest of the video. It is nothing but a horrible, horrible loss. It is Miserable Monday, so I am here to show you automatically losing games. Amex 50B, well, that didn't make it much better. I think the CC guy, or what is he in? SMV CC, yeah, CC 67 is you might be right, my friends. You might be right. You may be onto something. We've lost our tier 10 immediately, who seemed to want to go up, poke over, and take shots, and immediately ate 800,000 shots back and headed off into the garage. Now, our buddy Zlan and his SMV CC 67, at least at the moment, appears to be wanting to go up the hill and maybe not leave the game. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Coffee is nice this morning. I hope your Monday is fantastic. This is a Miserable Monday production. We'll get back to standard Miserable Monday in the next weeks to come. I don't have enough content right now. Not that my gaming has not been miserable at times, just that I haven't got around to making the vidya. All right, what is the SMV doing? Well, he's still sitting on the back edge over there. What does logging mean? Does he mean knocking down trees? Is that a turn? Look at the T30. You could not get further back than our T30. In fact, that's untrue. We have another TD that's the WZ120. All right, so we've lost a 140. Oof. Well, that's two of our tier 10s, my friends. I mean, sad team wow. Yup, we lose. Okay. Yep, okay, so there we go. We have action over in the east. We have a situation developing. The SMVCC has decided that, yes, this is absolutely a loss. He already called it a loss. A loss. He already called it, so he's an extremely smart guy. He's figured it out. He's looked at his XVM. He's considered the relative merits of the matchmaking and the current team and positioning and has decided that this is an automatic loss. It's over. Bye, he says. Yep, already lost. Bye. And I remember thinking, as I was watching this, I'm thinking to myself, that water's not even deep enough, is it? Is it possible to do what I think oh. And off he goes into the garage, taking with him our amazing SMVCC 67 player, without which we are probably never going to win. Wait a minute, what's happening here? We're starting to find guys. Fellas, we've killed their scout, all right? Bad shot on my part. We've killed their 432, and we have an even 90. Brad player. It's close. It's one letter away. It really is. It's one letter away from bad player, but all right, Brad player. Just in all seriousness, working the bushes on the inside of the map like he is on the east side of the road, not my favorite plan. He's going to move up. There's too many openings right there, but the enemy team is not poking up in the middle, especially not on the west side. I was concerned maybe what he was going to find was somebody working right about here on D2 or maybe even E2, moving up enough to proxy light him. He's going to move a little further north here in a little bit. But it turns out the enemy team's not doing that. Now I'm watching this. And of course I was concerned as well based on what the SMV was saying. And I'm bumming that he gave away all his hit points by drowning himself. By the way, welcome to the blacklist there, Drowner boy. But, you know, I'm watching this going, it's not great. You know, we lost 2 tier 10s and then a guy drowned himself. So, yeah, this is going to require some doing. And I thought to myself, here, they're not really working the 2 or 3 column. Very interesting. Now, what if I took this Viperia, which is relatively slow, and tried to zing on up and over and get into this pit? Take a look at the matchmaking in the teams, my friends. There's no Artie. So the pit is very problematic when there's Artie. But this is looking good. And I'm thinking, I'm going to make it without taking a hit. This is going to be great. And I did. Look at that. So the ELC got really far forward. There's nobody over there to proxy light him. Pretty quickly, though, the VZ kind of figures out that I'm a problem over here. The hill hasn't fallen. We still have a guy on the 5 line. Considerable number of campers back here. And this doesn't look great still. And the VZ's coming at me. And I'm kind of watching him charge in. And I'm thinking, I wonder is he just really going to come at me here? So I'm going to set up potentially to shoot him if he pops up and over. And he just comes at me. So we put a shot into him. He blaps me. Bam, that hurt. He's going to hit me again. I get him twice, and a little help from my friends, and all of a sudden we've knocked down one of their tier 10s, and we are looking at a much, much better situation. They don't have a scout. We have an ELC, even though he's a Brad player. He gets it done in the end, all right? He's getting it done in the end. The AMX is sort of in a bad spot. He's spotted over there. If we can get a little bit further forward, clear out the rest of their TDs over here, whatever might be here, we're in good shape, especially if we can keep them from taking the hill, which it appears that our team is doing. Now, just imagine if our SMV was up there. He'd actually be helping. I think this is a bounce. Yeah. Armor not hit. Oof. But zinc, there goes a 4005. And looky there, my friends. The automatic loss. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just have the automatic loss, and you know it's just over. Nothing's going to work. Nothing. And the only thing there is to do, my friends, the only thing there is to do is drive your SMV CC67, because you know what? You don't sit in the back logging. You know what I'm saying? You're not the kind of player, my friends, that is going to sit in the back logging. That is right out. Right out. The enemy team appears to be sitting in the back logging. What do you think he was trying to say? Was he saying logging? Going on with about that a little bit, but I'm kind of trying to figure out what he was trying to say. I'm kind of trying. Come on, even 90, Brad player, get in there, buddy. Honestly, he could be gathering a bunch more assists. I think he's maybe looking at the AMX and thinking, ooh, I'm getting assist off the AMX. He kind of is, but if he was scooching forward, he'd have even more guys lit. Now this dude comes over and zinc, down he goes. The Kunza kills him. Very nice. Look, that's pretty interesting, actually. And I didn't notice that until right here, but think about this. Think about these apples, fellas. These guys are up in these bushes shooting without being shot at. That means there is nobody really close. If there is anything over here, it's way back in the north. So the even 90 should be moving up. I got 2,322 and 1,000 assists and a bloody tier 8 in a automatic loss game. So far, anyway. But I'm bracing myself right now for the loss, because we were warned about the automatic loss, so you just you're waiting for it to happen. Zlan was pretty sure about it, so he did warn all of us. So pretty soon the automatic loss is going to come on in here and just automatically loss us. This bot is like, what's happening, man? I mean, seriously, the loss has to be coming at any point. Well, you've probably figured it out. Is the joke played out? I think the joke was played out a while ago, but clearly we don't lose this game. Oh, I think this happened during a stream, and it was a lot of fun at that point, and it's a lot of fun now. Honestly, man. And I do this myself on occasion, get a little frustrated with the way the matchmaker has set things up. And not necessarily my tiering, but often with the overpowered tanks that are against other tanks. And at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do about it, and just play your best game. And that being said, you can certainly, not like I'm giving anyone approval to do this, that's not the point here. I can certainly sport bitch about it. But the one thing that I find to be really poor is goofballs who drown themselves. You know, if you want to flap your gums and cry ass about it and, you know, go down to the pit of gaming despair where the light of balance never reaches and cry about how your gaming is all messed up, you know what, go for it. We all get in those situations. Sport bitching is in effect. But if you're going to do that, cry ass, and then go drown yourself like a complete child. I don't know, maybe it was a child. I don't know. I don't know. I just find that to be some significant fecklessness, I guess. And then I get all what's the word here? I get very weak-kneed because I should have just kept pushing in. Push, push, push. I might even been a little closer to get a shot on him. I almost had him, but then someone else was much closer. So standard act on these kinds of situations, guys. The game is one. Just push in, try to get some spotting, try to get some shots in there if you can. Only the asshole that's around. And I would love to see, actually, from Wargaming on things like this. And I don't know how you would know. That it's very difficult, and I understand why they don't bother with it too much. I could have sent in a ticket on this and whatever. Who knows what would happen, if anything. But I didn't bother. It's fodder, right? It makes content for me. So actually the guy's helped me out a little bit because he's made content. And it's a happy ending for me, so to speak, because we won. Where was I going with this? I have no idea. I have no idea where we're going with this. I think basically you can get mad about it or you can move on, right? That train of thought left the station, fell off the first bridge, landed into the pit of gaming despair, and I have no idea what that thought was supposed to be. That I'm just being honest with you. That's what happened with that thought. And then even 90, the Brad player gets in there and gets the last kill. So good on him, man. He actually made it happen, especially once we got rid of that last scout. So fellas, yeah, sport bitch. Complain about it, even give feedback to Wargaming, but there's no sense in just going and drown. Oh, that's where I was going. The drowning part. I don't think Wargaming can do a whole lot about it because you can send in the replay and maybe they'll look at this one and go, oh yeah, that guy definitely meant to drown. But if you try to do any kind of automatic stuff where you go, all right, if you drown, you get 0 experience or whatever. So really, unfortunately, the inelegant solution that we have is about probably the best one we could have. The only possibility to make it better would be for them to have more people spend more time futzing around with it, and that ain't happening. That ain't happening. But there you go. There's your miserable Monday experience, my friends. This was an absolute banging automatic loss. I'm going to tell you what. Hopefully, Zlan is on all my teams in the future and declares automatic losses, because if this is what an automatic loss looks like, you know what just occurred to me? That maybe he was talking about the other team.